6:15 on this Monday, and the 97th Academy Awards honor the best in the biz at last night's ceremony in L.A. So you might be wondering, right, if you didn't stay up to watch.
Yeah.
Who won big? Were there any snubs? We're going to dive deep this morning.
We are. Joining us live this morning to break all down those big moments, Akron native Joe Fortunato. Joe is a professor at Arizona State. You also teach classes at Cleveland State and the University of Akron. So we're going to start, now that we have all that background info there on you, we're going to start with who won Best Picture. And there was some stiff competition.
This was one of the more unpredictable Oscars in recent memory. I did predict Anora was going to win, so I got that right on my Oscar pool. But before the ceremony started, that was not a given. I think once the ceremony got started, we could sort of see the Anora steamroller starting to go. I think once it won for Best Editing, I said, okay, this is going to be Best Picture as well. And then certainly when Sean Baker won for Best Director, he was the biggest winner of the night. Sean Baker, the director of Anora. He set a record for most wins for a single movie by a person. So he had 4 Oscars for the Best Picture, Best Writing, Directing, and Editing. That's a pretty good haul for him. So it was a good night for Sean Baker.
Well, we know history is made all the time when it comes to the Oscars, but there were some moments that truly stood out, especially Paul Tazewell being an Akron native. Talk about the history-making moment that was for him.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, kudos to him. For those who don't know, he was a Buchtel graduate, I think 1982, if I'm not mistaken. So nice to have a local connection there. And he was the first black man to win the award for costume. That had never happened before. So
very cool. Were there any films that walked away empty-handed that you feel were snubbed?
I know a lot of people were hoping. I mean, from the general population, everyone was rooting for Wicked. Now, those of us who kind of do this thing for a living kind of knew that wasn't really going to happen, so there wasn't a disappointment. I think the fact that they opened the show with a Wizard of Oz medley was a nod to the fans, and I know everybody at my Oscar party really enjoyed that. I don't know if I'd call it a snub, but it was a little bit surprising that Demi Moore didn't win for Best Actress. Not a complete snub or surprise, because Mikey Madison had won awards previously, so it wasn't like she came out of nowhere. But I think because Demi Moore had won the SAG award, I think people were expecting that, and they were kind of expecting her what would have been a great acceptance speech, I'm sure. So that was a bit of a surprise, perhaps, not necessarily a snub.
Okay. Well, Joe, we definitely appreciate your insight for sure. We know probably a late night, now early morning. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here.